What's up, folks? Back on the farm. Updated. Alright. What's up, folks? I'm gonna pause that. I updated the seasons mod and course play because there's been some updates in the last couple days. It's probably been 10 days or so since I went ahead and downloaded it originally. We left off on tillage. Courseplay was acting a little funny. So I'll just run over here to the 82. So I changed some IC configurations on this. Doesn't seem to be working. Also reduced the sound because it was really loud. Anyways, we'll get back to do some tillage here. Just to have a little bit of our field left. I think I'm actually going to flip this course around so we can get some longer passes in. And so the 82 will pull it, implement a little bit easier. So we have a little over 3 hours on this tractor since we bought it. We have 2 more fields to put down some nutrients, fertilizer or manure. I don't think we actually have enough manure to cover them, and then we have to rip those as well. Then maybe run over the fields with our DN spreader and then disc in that fertilizer and get ready to plant. I think we need a little bit more hay ground. We just don't have quite enough. So this, I think it's either soybean stubble or whatever this field is in front of us. I think I might turn that into a hay field because we really need hay ground. For bales, and then we could also chop it as well, so we just don't have that much hay ground. I think we'll have enough ground for crops. We're primarily dairy operation, so if we grow corn, we can chop that, or we can use it for food as well. But the grass we cut, the hay, we never got it dried out before we baled it, so all of our bales are actually grass bales, not actual hay bales. So it's gonna affect our mix for feed. So it looks like it's day 2 early spring. I think we could do like the Alt F. That brings up the full week's worth of weather. Shows us temperatures. It's going to warm up and get pretty rainy, and then gradually warm up throughout the week. So get our tillage done, and then we can start figuring out what we're going to use for a planter for the time being. Why is our hitch black? It's really weird. So we put a little bit of manure down on this field that we're leasing. We don't own it. We own this little patch, and we own the field that we're currently ripping. I'm not sure how quickly our grass will go back with the seasons mod, but we'll definitely figure that out as time goes on. Hopefully we can get a couple cuts in with the seasons. See if you guys are on. So this tractor's a little bit underpowered for this job, but I think a more ideal size would be like a 8360. You know, the 82 is just a little underpowered, but it's not like you're doing vertical tillage where you need to be going 12 miles an hour. 5 miles an hour is just fine for vertical ripping. So I'm not sure what's going on with the silage bunker. The cover looks like it's kind of glitching out. It says it's fermenting. I might turn this field down here into our, some kind of crop like a wheat or barley that we can use for hay or straw, I mean, so we can keep our solid manure production going. Also, with the seasons mod, I think if the animals don't have water and food, they slowly die. So, kind of gives you. I'm not sure how long it takes for that, like for how long they have to go without food and water. But I was reading some of the comments in the latest updates, and something in there about water and food and animal death. So. You know, the base game, you can buy animals and you don't have to feed them or do anything, and they're still going to be there. They're not going to produce anything, but they'll still be there. I'd really like to get like a 12 row or 16 row planter, like a 1770 built, and then a seed drill as well. You know, a nice row crop planter I could pull with either a 6R or a 7R tractor if we ever get one of those. 7R would be a nice grain cart tractor for the 875. So I'm surprised the ground or the weather is, you know, 0 degrees, but the ground isn't frozen. It's still allowing us to plow. It doesn't say the ground's frozen, so we're in luck. So after we're done with this task, I think we might as well put some fertilizer over the fields that we already ripped. Actually, there might be a cornfield up here that I still have to rip. I'm not positive. I think we got that little section up here, but might as well put down fertilizer and then disc that in and get the fields that are already plowed ready for planting as we wait for more manure. Put a little bit on this field down there. Don't have enough to finish it though. So our productivity of our cows is at 81%. I'm assuming that's because they're messy. They got food outside their troughs, the cleanliness factor. Going up a pretty decent hill right now. See who else is going on. A lot of people in the comments. The 8245R row crops. get a pretty good view of the field that we're ripping right now. Picture of our bales on the edge of the field there. Yeah, so we still have that little section, I think, that we need to rip as well. I could turn that little patch of corn into hay. I think that might be a better option than turning this big field into hay. So I'm not even sure if we need to even... We're gonna have to plant grass somewhere. It would be nice if there was a different kind of hay crop instead of just grass. If there was like alfalfa, and clover, and different hays you could make, but so we're getting close to burning up almost halfway through our first tank of fuel. Apparently we're burning 89 liters an hour. Regardless of the load we're putting on this tractor, it's a consistent 89. So we have this field, which is, looks like, okay, so it's soybean residue. That's a soybean field. It's a fairly decent sized field. And then we have this little patch that, I think I'm going to turn this little patch into a hay field, so I don't think I'm going to actually rip this. I might just disc it in and then plant over. But we still have to do our headlands over here. So we'll go ahead and do that. you have to plow grass. Like you do regular crop fields, it's pretty much always the same. Which really, if it's like alfalfa or something, you should probably till it up and replant it every 3 or 4 seasons. So I think this is one of our larger fields. Once we grow a little bit, we could probably lease some of these larger fields. If we expand our dairy or get more serious into crop production. Nice easy stretch to use our GPS on. That quality is terrible. I wonder if I pause that. I believe this is a pig farm. Decent grain storage. Area for pigs, commodity shed. Another large field. Farm down at the end of the road. Doesn't look like it's too big of a farm. farm though. Might be a grain sell point or some storage. Not quite sure. Bring up the... Doesn't look like it's a sell point, so it might be a grain storage. Check that out. There is a little bit of hay in between the fields 36 and 37, but I don't know how much we'd be able to get out of that. So I'd say we're over halfway with our headlands. I don't think we have any grain storage on our dairy farm. Could be wrong, but I believe those silos are fermenting silos for... You can dump some silage and other things in there and it'll mix your feed for you. I also think the seasons mod, if we go into the store and we look at the lease rates on some of these vehicles, like if we want to lease, you know, a Challenger, I think the leasing, the daily, operating costs, it's not changed. I thought it was, the script had something about leasing. It doesn't look like it's overriding the base game. So we pretty much just have our equipment sitting out in the yard for now. There's some stuff in the shop. Most of it's outside. So we're pretty much done with our ripper for now, until we can get some more manure. So we are hooked up to our DN345. I'm gonna see if I could put this guy on course play and see if he does a better job with this than he does at plowing. So this is field 27. Yeah, it's gonna go in there, but that's fine. Starting corner is gonna be south. East, we're gonna go north. We're gonna want him to do probably one headline is fine. Gonna have the work mode is fertilizer. See how this works for us. See the course it plotted for us. It's gonna do one headland and then it's just gonna do its own thing to fill in the gaps, and then we can run over this in the disc. So he's gonna finish up, and then we'll disc it in with our, this is a 29-foot 3-inch disc. We don't have any grass to mow. Shed's empty. Can bring up our animals. Cow, we're short on grass. Okay. Why is our productivity at 81%? I do not know. Let's take a look at our silage. 22%. See what I mean with the bunker? It's kind of really bizarre. Got a little bit of a mess going. I'm just gonna put this trailer in the shop, get it out of the way. Hopefully it can make this turn. Should be able to. Perfect fit. Works for me. This guy needs a new spec map and a bath. Let's see how this guy's doing. Probably bump the speed up a little bit more. I'm not quite sure what the fuel save option is, but let's try to activate it and see what happens. Now I'm actually gonna stop this guy and try to do this manually. So he has like 24. Bump it down to 20 miles an hour. So now we'll be able to disc in this fertilizer. Too bad it doesn't like soil mod in 15, it would actually be on top of the ground until you tilled it in. So we don't really have the money or the need to running our John Deere self-propelled. This thing, the capacity of this is about 5,000 liters more than the new liter box on the 4045. Holds more, can go, depending on what kind of tractor you have pulling it, you can obviously cover ground pretty quickly. Downsize it. Can't use a tractor for anything else. Ties up a tractor, so. But we're really not in a big hurry to get things done here. We don't have to cover that much ground. It's not like we're farming this whole map. It's pretty easy to do with course play. It'll just take forever. GPS is definitely the most useful tool in any kind of field work. So efficient. So then we're going to run over here. This is 35 we were using. I think we're going to start. Go west. Start with the headland and then we can do the rest. Oh, apparently our working width is 26. So this guy's going to do a headland for us, and then we can fill in the rest by hand. See what you guys are up to. The 82 actually pulls this TN pretty well. It's pulling it a lot easier than the MT700 we had earlier. But I think that's just because it's not Giants. I don't know what they did, but the steering on their CAT Challengers is not that great. So I would hate to be driving 18 miles an hour over a plowed field, but technically it's not plowed, it's just ripped, so it probably wouldn't be that bad at all. Still don't know why our cows are at 81%. It's not like they need grass. They have everything else. But we definitely have grass. We can give them grass if they want it. Anyways, let's see what this course is like. It's gonna go down. Alright, so that guy should be good. I want to see if we can give our cow some grass and see if that improves the yield. Not a huge fan of this barn. Doors are, the layout's just weird. Anyways, I'm gonna see if I could feed grass to these cows somewhere. Why do I have Minerva? This should be grass. Let's see if we can find where we can put grass. So we gave him grass. Grass, 9%. Let's see if we get into the rest of this. So 14% grass. That should boost our yield. Or our productivity. I think we should be good with. cleaning out our manure pit. So I imagine our courseplay driver is getting fairly close here. So we're actually doing pretty good on our usage of fertilizers. I think I might have this guy do the soybean field. I'll call this 24. I don't know how you're supposed to see through. Any of that. But okay, so next up would be tillage, or we could try to move a hay bale over, or a grass bale. See if that helps. With the seasons mod, we can't cut any grass until it grows. All the grass is like back to stage 1 or something like that. both of these bales are 8,000 liters each, so we'll park them over by the where you put the grass in and see what happens. I thought my fertilizer guy was screwing up. So these are full-size bales, twice the size of the in-game ones. Not sure if we'll be able to. Oh, perfect. That was easy. So our grass is up to where it should be, cleanly, but our productivity is still at 81. I don't understand. Why? So, base food, silage hay, power food, got it. Yet our productivity is 81, even though our cleanliness is at 93. And apparently our cows don't reproduce. Maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. I'm gonna hook this thing up to the mower again, because that's probably the next thing we're gonna need, unless we get mixer wagon. This guy's still going. So Courseplay, something new in 17 that they've done is this turn on field. It makes, see, in 15 and 13 it would have just like looped around and ran into these trees. So, based on the course, just as I say that, it's supposed to stay within the field, the course that it calculated. I guess you could always bump up the... So that's a bug. It's supposed to turn inside the field. Or at least if it's stuck, it's supposed to try to back up at the minimum. That didn't really happen, so anyways, we're at 39%. Probably have enough to, even though we don't have enough manure for this field. Might as well. Might as well just keep going. And we'll be able to disc in the rest of this. Ah, Andrew says they reproduce in the summer. Ah, there we go. Andrew knows the answers. Apparently in the spring our productivity isn't that greatest. I imagine maybe as we get closer to summer things start gearing up. Good to know. So we only had enough solid manure to do a little bit of this field, so put down some fertilizer, and if we have enough time we'll come back and finish off with some solid and rip this. But we have enough, you know, 3 of our, well technically 4 of our fields ready to go for disking and planting, so it's kind of an awkward field too. So we definitely need to get, actually if anyone's watching, if they know if the hay dries with the seasons mod, or if you need to use a tedder to dry it, I'd like to know that. I know if you have windrows and you just leave it outside and it gets rained on or something, your yield goes down or something, so. See what people are saying. Yeah, the seasons mod's pretty cool. It actually changes the default. If your diffuse textures on your trees and shrubbery are named the same, it actually replaces them. And then it adds snow, and it's pretty cool. It has all kinds of neat features. Just gonna finish this up manually. Definitely need to make a cover for this. I could use the same cover for my other TN for the 4045. Not sure if this field's ours or not. Oh, apparently that's included in our lease, so we got that this section too. So. Alright, so we'll see if we can actually... Yeah, so this should... Can't really see where my fertilizer is. There we go. Okay, so we're done with that. Now we can get into disking. Besides that last field that... I'm actually going to start with the soybean field because it's driving me crazy. I can't see anything. post 24. I'm gonna do like 3 headlands. Do the headlands last. Actually, this is kind of... I have him do the headlands first, and I can do the rest. This chick is just cruising. Interesting when it gets up to here. Skip that one. Downside with course play is it always kind of leaves some extra, so if you want to avoid that, you can like cut your working width down, or you know, do the back offset a little bit so it'll go into the corners a little bit more. comments are crazy. See the changes in elevations on this map. It's the curvy fields changing in elevations. It's Course going crazy. I kind of like this 29-foot disc. The 50-foot's okay, but it's nice to use some of the smaller to mid-size pieces of equipment every now and then. So we're doing... Okay, so I'm going to stop this guy. And try to start a new course. Hope if I lowered the disc maybe. I don't think I could quite make the turn, so I'm gonna drop my speed down to 11, so I don't have to keep messing with that. Yeah, this 8R doesn't turn as sharp as the 6 does, so. The turning restrictions on this hitch are a little too tight. So we're burning 30, 40 liters an hour, 50. Going up this hill, our fuel consumption's a little bit more, as it should. Courseplay is great, but it's not the best for these smaller, curvy fields like this. It just doesn't get everything, you know? It's not like you're gonna have a noticeable yield loss from missing a few patches here and there. But 17 liters an hour. I think this is maybe the more efficient route instead of going directly up the hill, working with the contour to keep our fuel consumption a little lower. I like the cab view, but it's always a little difficult to make sure you're getting everything. You know, obviously if you have the larger implement, it's even a little bit more difficult to gauge your distance. It's 30-foot disc, not too bad. Up on the last little patch here. Alright, so our soybean field is ready for planting. probably should. I'll do 27. Well, I'll bump my working width down to like 8 meters. Oh wow, this is crazy. There we go. See if Courseplay can take care of this. So that guy's going to take care of all the... So what else can we do? What else we need? Kind of planters. Could probably bring back a planter. We're gonna eventually need that. Downloaded this massive feeder wagon, but it's clearly too expensive. This thing is too small. I mean, it only holds 16,000. We put 2 bales in it. It's eventually gonna need a tedder. This one, 12.5 meters. Misk. So what do we got? We got this guy for a corn planter. This guy does... We do... Okay. With this guy, we can do all kinds of stuff. This guy as well. We're gonna need to rent one to put in grass. This one's 95. Might as well buy this for now. That could be our corn planter. Or we just rent. We can rent a big one that does corn. This guy does... This guy... This thing would actually be nice to have. Pull type sprayer. Oh, I forgot. We have our land rollers too. Those act as a fertilizer. Auger wagon. This thing's old. haven't used this one yet, but red, blue, green. Let's buy that. Because we're gonna need it. I would like to... This thing, I would like to use a pull type chopper, but not one that's so European. Slurry. Still don't have a decent slurry spreader. Already have that. Pellets. Don't really need those. Don't need those. Belt systems. Don't need those. Could maybe... No, don't need any of that. These things, if you use them, they get all funky. We're eventually gonna need... 35 foot would be nice. They have a 12 row, that's too big. 14 foot. This was a 25 foot. No, this was a 25 foot. This one's actually pretty good. It's gonna be nice, too expensive. I need like a S6, 660 or something. See if we can hook our truck up to our grain cart, bring that back. So we're gonna have to disc this field. Finish putting manure on this field. Here's our 875. Nice little grain cart for our little operation. It's not that little, but in terms of grain carts, it's a smaller grain cart. So we still need, maybe I should get a bale shredder. Then I can get a smaller feeder wig and I won't have to worry about. But we do have a fermenting silo. I think that might be, not 100% sure what all goes in there. So this guy we're gonna park in the shed. Gotta figure out which one of these doors opens. Works for me. Oh, that's a cool picture. Putting the old 2500 HE to work. Hopefully it fits. Oh yeah, easy. To work on getting a smaller deer combine. I really like these smaller grain carts. Also the jams on tracks, those are really nice too. So, question is our driver still working? Let's back him up. Anyways, this tillage is kind of boring. I don't think you guys probably want to watch that. I don't even know how long I've been streaming. I've been streaming like almost 2 hours. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here. I'm just going to do tillage. So, thanks for watching.